Hi everyone, welcome to the session. My name is Devu Varshne. So, before we dive into the session, I just want to share something that I genuinely feel proud, and that is our own app that is CA Genie. So, CA Genie is not just about uh, guidance sessions, but we have built something that continues to support you beyond this. That is our own app. So it's an app where you can find real and verified job opportunities. So whether you land your dream job during campus or you're planning to go off campus route, the CA Genie app has tons of openings that are updated regularly. So it's built to solve exactly what most of us struggle with. That is finding relevant jobs, tracking applications, and staying in the loop. I will just walk you through the app in just a moment and I will show you how it works. It won't take a long, but I will promise it will be worth it. So please just let me know once my screen is visible.
It is
I
visible.
hope it's visible. Huh? Yeah, perfect. So this is our home screen of our application. So you can see like whether you're applying for horticulture vacancies, industrial training vacancies, semi-qualified or qualified C vacancies. If you just click on that, after that, uh, so our app has various unique features like you can attach your resume easily. You can actually draft, which is AI based, or you can connect with peers of the same firm you're going to apply for. Or also, the best part is you can even filter vacancies for a city domain. Like if I want to filter vacancies for qualified CS, banking, FP&A, and finance, I will just click on apply, and then you will see the vacancies. You can click on any of the vacancies, and you can click on the apply button. That's it. So this is our app. So I will just put the link of this app in comment section. So you have to download this app and you have to give us a feedback and any feedback. Like if you want some improvements, we will improve. So yeah, that's it. Also, once you download our app, what you have to do is you have to update your profile section on which you have to update your resume, because once you apply through our app via uh, email option, your resume will be auto tagged in that email. So you have to upload the resume here. You have to apply actually fill the basic details like name, phone number, your job category, your education details, and yeah, that's it. So you have to try our app. I will
They
just put the link in
uh,
description.
they would
Yeah,
just show them once by applying on a vacancy which has a mail feature. It will
sure.
take a
I
minute.
will
They will be
just
able to understand exactly what we are talking about.
sure. So I'm just going to apply for qualified CAs. Yeah,
Just check
the
out which one
suspicion
is
is
the apply by
fine.
mail. Yeah, this is.
Apply now.
In this app, we have to update all the thing like how in foundation, inter, final. These things all
Uh,
we have to update, or it will auto fetch by our resume.
no, no, it's not auto fetching by your resume, but if you upload your resume on the profile section, the resume will get auto attached in the mail when you mail, and this mail has been also auto drafted according to your according to the job description. We are not yet extracting all the data from your resume that you have to fill it by yourself. That is for the reason ki if some companies approach us for hiring, we can share your profile details if you click on ki share our profile with similar companies.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And that's not a mandatory section, just the basic details you need to fill before you can apply for any vacancy.
Okay.
Uh, Devu, you can carry forward the session.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Varun. So now I was actually want to take a moment to introduce someone who actually refines what it means to be a chartered accountant. We often talk about CAs are people who know numbers, but our speaker are someone who knows people, uh, stories, and emotion just as well. So I'm right now talking about none other than CA Harsh Gupta. So he started off like many of us. He went to DU, done articleship in ENY, and became a CA. But what makes his story different is what he chose after the designation. Today, he is working in a role where he manages investments exceeding $1 billion and deeply involved in India's startup ecosystem. But that's the one side story of him. The other side, that is where the things get even more interesting. He is a creator, a storyteller, and someone who makes personal finance feels real and relatable. He talks about life after CA, that kind no one prepared for us, with a clarity, poetry, and even a bit of beatboxing. His content has reached more than 2 million people over LinkedIn and Instagram. And what I personally love is how grounded and people first he is. He's someone who believes in learning from people and creating values, whether it's going through content, conversations, or mentorship. Let's give a warm welcome to Harsh Bhai, who continues to inspire not just with what he knows, but with the way he shares it. Welcome, Harsh Bhai, to the session.
Thank you, Devu, for such a warm welcome. Means a lot.
Yeah. So now I want to introduce someone who has cracked something most of us worry about, that is ICICA campus placements, which is none other than CA Sarthak Modi. He is with us today, and if you ever doubted whether it's possible to get into a dream company without any rank, without any big reference, this story is for you. He got into ITC straight from campus, not because he knew someone, not because he has two-digit rank, but because he figured out the things that he will be sharing in this session. He's just like most of us. He did his articleship from ENY in stat audit, went through the usual struggle, and made it out with a job a lot of people only dream about. So if you have been feeling about how to approach campus or wondering whether you even stand a chance, Sarthak Bhai is the one to listen you today. Welcome you, Sarthak Bhai.
Thank you, Devu, for the warm welcome. Looking forward.
Yeah, so now the mic is yours. You can
Okay,
initiate the
so
session.
a very warm welcome to everyone. I would like to request everyone to turn on their videos so that we can have a interactive session.
Yes, that would be really great. So that it will be 200 and you
Yeah,
will
thanks,
really
Mohan.
able to provide more. Well. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Vaishnavi. So yeah, we are good to go now, Sarthak. So
Yeah,
Sarthak,
we can take
I
it.
would like to ask you, like, how did you prepare for ITC despite doing your articleship from ENY? You must be having hectic days during that time, and as far as I recall, it was your season. Like there was a
Yeah.
season of stat audit when you were preparing for ITC. So, what was your approach and how you prepared for it? How you cracked it?
So see, for the preparation of ITC for the entire campus, post our results came, we all were very looking forward for the campus. So one thing which I did is even our chat GPT, we have this voice feature. So I used to give like a mock interview with a chat GPT. So that you also used to give me insights on few places where I'm lacking. Then what I used to do is some classic questions, like tell me about yourself. This is a question which everyone asks, and this question is basically for testing your confidence. So I just practice this in front of a video, like just a camera, and I'm just practicing and recording the session for myself. So that also helped me to understand. Maybe during that I'm stressing very specifically on some words or something. And we all have few people, who are maybe not related to the CA profession or something. So maybe just telling about an intro to them, they will give you a perspective which you might not even think of, because Even in all the interviews like ITC, there's a HR person specifically sitting and he just analyzes the body language and looks at your confidence. So confidence is the very prime key. And I was also active in ICI events, which also helped me bring up my confidence. So that was one of the prime things which I worked. And how did you prepare Harsh for your interview at SIDBI? What was your experience?
Okay, so before telling my experience at Chickpea, I would like to recall the experience which I had with ITC. So with ITC, it's like I was overconfident, a bit overconfident with respect to my introduction. So I prepared it so well, and I thought that this would be enough to crack a job. And I did not prepare for the academics part at all. But ITC's interview grills us, as I got to know when I interviewed, like I gave my interview for it. And then I realized that there is a lot on which I have to work. I can't just solely rely on my introduction part. So because my introductory part does not just include my curriculum or my background, it also includes, it tells a lot about my personality. And that is one thing which you all have to focus upon. You can't just tell them, okay, this is my name and I come from this place, and these are the family members which I have in my family, and this is what I have done, this is what I'm doing. No, you have to tell them what you enjoy doing and how you interact with people, what excites you the most, and what is your where does your core lie. So these are the things which you have to, continue, and you have to include in your introduction part to make it appealing, to make it engaging for the listener. So that is one part. And if I talk about the SIDB's experience, so since my experience with ITC was not as per my expectation, so I prepared thoroughly for SIDB's interview the next day. It was scheduled on second day. So I like used chat GPT thoroughly, what all the questions can be asked, what SIDB is regard, like what SIDB stands for, what SIDB do, what are their verticals, and how they are helping the government. And should be like if there is any scheme with respect to MSME, there has to be involvement of should be in it. So I learned, and I took everything which I can out of Chat GPT with respect to MSME. What is the definition? What changes have been made by the government? What support government is, bringing to for the MSMEs. So that's what I prepared, and I prepared for Sidbi's interview overnight only. So it was like mm, I was not in a good state of mind when I got a rejection from ITC. So, but again, so you have to bring your best foot forward when you are appearing for any interview. That's what I realized after my first rejection. So while appearing for SIDBI, and as I mentioned that I prepared thoroughly and I did not lose any gap open. So I was very well prepared for all the questions that can be asked, and most of the questions they asked was from the material which I referred through ChatGPT only. So that's what helped me. And luckily, I also got into a domain which most people are excited about. So it is like a venture finance world where we are investing in AIFs. So SIDP is supporting more than 100 AIFs, and they are directly investing in startups. So we are indirectly invested in startups. We hold equity in many of the startups, and till date, SIDP has created more than 22 unicorns and supported more than 1,200 startups till date. So it's an amazing work which we are doing, and we have to continuously report to the ministry. And the work is interesting, and there is the learning in every day. So that is
Amazing.
all about my profile at SIDB.
So there were a few other things which I want to add, which I think will help you. Before any interview, you will obviously know about the company, and if you can research a little bit about the company, because any company they love loyalty, and I know ITC as a brand also, that is the first thing they asked. So there was the next chairman of ITC, who's very famous, YC Deveshwar. So I had researched about him, and he was that person who came up from the ranks, who joined as an intern, and he went up to become a chairman. And he was the one who planned to diversify from the tobacco into the foods business. So what I did was, in order to show my intent that I am very specifically interested to join ITC, because The main thing which even as a company they want is they want your intent, which will kind of distinguish you from the crowd. So I had prepared for that, and I told that also during the interview. So even that, brought in a little positive mindset. I could see the change in the expression of all the panelists. So that was something which helped me a lot. And another thing which is very essential, which I learned not from my ITC interview, but from my interview in EY was it's very necessary to be fully aware with what's written in your resume. So I'll give you what happened. So at EY, what happens is we work with closely with our data analytics teams also. So there was a project where I was just coordinating and assisted in the development of a Power BI dashboard. So I was aware of the front end mechanics, but I had articulated it in such a way that I am end to end aware of Power BI and I can help in automatic solutions with Power BI. Because I had the presumption that whoever I'm going to interview, all of them are with finance background. Anyways, they also won't know Power BI, so they can't ask me technical questions about it. But what happened is in my FTT interview director round, the director was aware of the Power BI. He asked me which is the code with which Power BI is generated. What is Power Query? And these are very few basic things if you are aware. Now I didn't know anything about the backend, so I couldn't answer. And that was the moment why I was rejected for FDD. So it is very essential for you to know everything about what's written in your resume, because the source of that question starts from the resume. They tell me about yourself. That time they're reading the resume, then they pick up a point, then you answer, and then it goes to and fro until and unless they are satisfied. And another thing is, at times, in order to test your confidence, they ask you, "Are you sure?" Even though you have maybe answered the question right, they ask you in a way that you will have to rethink or something. And at that moment, it's okay to take a pause, but be very confident with the answer, whatever you're giving. So, and even during the interview, because the interviews are very long, it's for approximately 30 minutes. During the interview, at any time, if you feel that you need a minute to some or something to think, it's okay. It's better than giving the outrightly wrong answer. You take a minute to think, ask them, and have a sip of water. There's nothing wrong. But the prime thing what matters is the confidence on your face. The moment they see that you are not confident or you're not aware of your subject matter, that is the moment where they negatively mark you down. And another thing is, even you might, if you're not the first, generally what happens is the people come in, they'll be like, the interview was very tough, they're grilling and these things. So at times, there's a chance that makes your confidence go down. You have to ensure that that does not happen. Just believe you are the best. That person who went for interview, that he was dumb, that's why he could not clear it, but you can clear it. That was my mindset, with the help of which it assisted me during my interview process. And once the that phase is really good when I got selected, and I could see some fellow rankers also who couldn't get selected. That phase will be something that you'll remember for the rest for your life. So just ensure that you have a lot of confidence when you speak, and that is the prime thing which matters the most in interview.
And in addition to what Sarthak said, I would like to complement it with one thing. If you do not know the answer of a specific question, what you can do is, instead of answering the wrong answer, you can just simply ask them, "This is what I assume." They will stop you immediately if they do not want to hear your assumption. Just tell them, "I'm not able to recall it at the moment, but I assume this could be the answer." So it's not like you do not know anything about it. They would feel you know something, you are not just sure about it. Okay. And after saying this, you can always ask them, "I would appreciate if you can enlighten me on this." So this would leave a good impression in the minds of the interviewer. So this thing you can add on. And in addition to this, you have to, keep smiling during the interview. Even the interviewer is grilling you. You need not lose your temper. You need not lose your calm. You have to keep smiling. If someone is contradicting with your views, okay, let me answer it with my views. Okay, sir. All right. So you have to, have this mindset during the interview, because they might grill you. And like, if there is a panel of 4 to 5 people, someone would be very nice to you, someone might be ruthless, someone would be neutral. So you have to communicate with each one of them. You can't just be looking at someone who is being nice or polite to you. You have to look at everyone during the interview. If even if a single person is asking you questions, you have to continue looking in the eyes of every interviewer. You can't just answer to them during the interview. And there is going to be a gap. Like, not in every interview, there might be a gap between your chair and the interviewer's chair. So you also have to practice how your posture would look like when you sit in the room. That tells a lot about your personality. That tells a lot about your confidence. You have to practice how you are going to walk, how you are going to make an exit from the room. So these are the little things which you have to work upon.
Yeah, definitely this matter a lot. And as Harsh said, at times what happens is the panelist, for example, the HR, he is not asking you questions. That does not mean that you don't make an eye contact with him. You have to make to ensure that conference is seen, and the moment you guys get tensed, it's all visible on your forehead. So ensure that a situation like that does not arise. Just try to take calm, and even if you're not aware of the question, answer to the question, like how Harsh, he made a way out showing that I have an intent to learn. I think this will be the answer based on my knowledge, but I am not 100% sure. This is better than, sir, I don't know the question, I don't know the answer. This is just one step ahead, which shows intent to the interviewer, which is something the interviewer will always prefer. Yeah, Mohit, you were asking something.
Uh, can you both please share the material that you have followed during your interview preparation? As we know, the things we studied is completely different from what the questions they will ask in the interview. So it will be helpful for us to prepare accordingly.
So, Mohit, before we proceed with sharing our material, I'll share what I referred to, because everything which I referred is available in my ChatGPT history. So, I would request you to start using ChatGPT extensively. Like, start start asking follow up questions from ChatGPT. You can't just rely on the answers which it is giving. You have to start asking follow up questions. Okay, if you are saying this, why you are saying this? Uh, can it have a different view? This is what I think. How it can be argued by the interviewer. You have to have a to and fro communication with ChatGPT. Once you have obtained entire information about the company, once you have obtained knowledge about the academic questions that can be asked, so you have to, and this would make your practice engaging, and this would keep you engaged for the interview practice. That's what I think. Oh, would like to hear Satyan's views as well.
And yeah, and see, so there's one chat GPT hack also. Once your limit is exceeded, no, you just use another email ID. So you use that and you take maximum benefit. Chat GPT, perplexity, there are a lot of things, and I believe the voice one is better so that you get to know your tone also. And something which people find it very weird, I also presently find it weird, is but Harsh, as a content creator, he will tell the importance of it, of listening to your own voice after it. That tells you a lot about the accent. You might be stressing on few words which you don't want to stress on. So that thing is also very essential. Firstly, and secondly, Mohit, I believe that the material which we have studied from, no, like basically for accounts, at least for all accounts AFM, a lot of questions come from that itself in our interview, because whatever we are studying in one way, that is what we are implementing. So having a good knowledge of the FR, AFM, whatever we studied subjects, depending on a profile, if from tax, DT, if you're from audit, FR, AFM, having a good knowledge of the subject, just revising again as we studied in exams, that is something which will get to a better grip. Plus, what you can do is, watch a few videos specifically on the topics that you have mentioned in your resume. Like I had mentioned a lot on India's 116. I had mentioned on India's 102. So maybe I just, watched a few videos or just had a quick read of the guidance note. So that is what I did. And I don't think technically there is anything much like that. There are a lot of interview videos just for your prep. You can take on that and get another cues on what are the things to get better upon.
Okay, thank you so much. Very insightful, both of you.
Shaima, do you also have any question? Your hands are raised.
Just a minute, just a minute. Said, actually, there is a construction going on in my area. So
No issue, no issue.
changing my position.
And in ITC, how many attempts they will consider? Like I am fourth attempt, I took fourth attempt. So how many
See,
attempts?
brother, honestly, I'll tell you. Just mute your mic once, no? So, Mohit, honestly, it is not something on your hands. So, ITC, and let me talk about the entire campus. Shortlisting is something not in our hands. The only thing which you can do for better shortlisting is making a very good resume. That is the prime thing which you can do. Other than that, shortlisting is based on characteristics like, even ITC or any big company, they get so many resumes. So first they will do, like, maybe they'll do big four or industrial, then they'll do maybe number of attempts. That depends on their requirement. And I will not say that it is very easy to get shortlisted in top companies like ITC if you have multiple attempts, but there are always outliers. And you can also be an outlier, and the only way to make yourself an outlier is making a resume which the other person sees and says, wow, there is something good you have put in and you have done some good work. You at least deserve a chance. Then after the chance, they might, see more and look at it whether you're worthy or not. So that is the prime thing which you can focus on. So like, I sell key resume is like a bride. You have to, a bride only with a good makeup, she looks nice. If a bride that naturally looks beautiful but she has bad makeup on, malab, it just puts in a very bad impression. So that is how it is. So you have to ensure that your resume looks very attractive and it looks nice and it looks professional. That is something which you can do to make a very good strong impact.
Okay, one thing you both can help. Like I can connect you on LinkedIn and share my resume and let check and let me know if the resume is well enough for the interview or not.
Should we do it right now, sir? Like
Yeah,
after
yeah,
this?
yeah. I think Mohit, yeah, you
Yes,
just
yes.
share it on the chat. Okay, we'll pick it up
Yeah.
once we are completed with the session, and we'll review it so that everyone gets an idea on how you can look at the resume and stuff. Okay,
Okay, thank
just
you.
share it up with the
Yeah.
Genie team.
Yeah, you can just share your drive link over the chat box.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Harsh, I remember on how you have. Well, there's very few people who, along with after pursuing such a Harsh, there's a lot of background noise.
I can't. It's
No,
rather like I have
no.
come to a place where I could like I've come to a very far place. It's still
Okay,
there.
fair enough. So, Harsh, I remember as a CA, generally people don't think on going on these non-traditional lines, and the one thing which we CAs are accused of, on where we believe the MBAs are better in the ordinary parlance, is speaking. We guys don't have good soft skills, which is the thing which we are blamed of. And as a CA, chose to create a content and continue with it. So, what is that inspired you, and how are you still pursuing your passion after doing such a difficult degree?
So, Sarthak, to be honest, and whosoever is present in this webinar, I would like to, reveal this thing that CA was never the plan. And for like 90% of the people, CA never comes in their like dream career or anything. It's like someone always pushes them to pursue this course. So that's what happened in my case as well. And since I like my family was not so financially sound, and not everyone's family is financially sound. I know that most of us has a similar story. So I always, wanted to be a performer. Like during my college days as well, I took I participated in drama society and street play, stage play, and in addition to that, I was a part of poetry society as well. So, like, if I talk about poetry, so I found a keen interest in writing and reciting poetry when I was in 11th, and I've been writing since then. Frequency has been changing because we were occupied in preparing for exams and like interviews, articleship, and everything. But I never stopped because that's what You should never just be confined to your work, because there is a life beyond work, and you should always respect that, because that motivates you to do good at your work and in your life. This would motivate you to, leave people with something extra. So if Mohit comes to me asking for help, I would not just help Mohit out, I would also give him something extra, in whatever way I could, so that he leaves satisfied after the call. That's what my main agenda is. So like content creation was in mind. It was in my mind even before clearing CA. It's just I could not just fulfill or pursue it till the time I cleared, because I did not want to distract myself. I know that I can't just manage both the things in a perfect manner. Unlike other people, there are some people who are pursuing articleship and content creation simultaneously, but I was not of that kind. So I completely turned off everything, like took a break from LinkedIn as well as from Instagram for almost a year. Cracking my exams with good numbers, got a good shortlisting, and now I'm like free to do everything of my choice. And that's the main reason why I quit job at EY and chose a PSU, despite not getting an equal pay with EY or not getting compensation as per my expectation, as per my marks, or as per my profile. But I'm having a work life balance over here, and I can now pursue what I had desired.
Yeah, uh, this shows a lot of good passion and grit. Maybe that is what Harsh teaches me on how you should follow your passion. And the good thing I liked about Harsh is not during his articleship journey, he stopped it because once you're financially independent today, now content creation is a very good, but it's a very risky thing. Matlab, you have the capacity to earn unlimited, but if you don't click, you're not earning anything. Who knows? Maybe in 2 3 years, Harsh will start earning in lakhs just from his content creation. But it is a very dicey role, and it's very essential to have a financial background, which he understands as a financial analyst, and that is something which I really appreciate. And it's having a passion is something which always keeps Harsh happy. So that's good. Even if you guys have any passion, I would genuinely now, as all of you have become CS, you must try and pursue it along with your, work, so that will help you become a better person also in the long run. And Devu, are there any other critical questions which we have to pick up? I think there was one question relating to campus
Just
placement.
add on one thing over here,
Yeah,
Sarthak.
yeah,
So, like when we cleared CA, like whenever we clear CA final exams, we have a lot many discussion with our mentors, with our seniors, what route we can pursue, what are the options available with us. So I also like prepare one Excel, what are the roles which I can pursue, what are the CTC, and how to apply for it. It's just there was a day when my sister asked me what really you would like to pursue. So I simply told her, "Ki, like this might sound filmish, but that's what I told her. Ki, I'm a kid. I just want someone can pay me for my pocket money and I can pursue my passion." This is what I came up with, and that's when it hit me. Ki I have to find work-life balance in my job.
yeah, makes perfect sense. And you're doing good, yeah, in whatever you're doing. So
Yeah.
that's a really good thing. So, guys, there was another quick question coming up regarding campus selection of places, right? So presently, one thing which I will for sure recommend is you should go either Delhi, Mumbai, or Bangalore if you can, because these are the places where the top companies come in. The list of the campus is out. I hope you guys have already seen it. And if you guys are interested in the financial sector, as I've seen the campus, like if you are interested in banks, NBFCs, insurance sector, if those side of sector, the finance roles excite you, then definitely Mumbai is the one for it, because Mumbai has a lot of finance roles, finance companies coming in. There are more than 5 6 finance companies coming in, so that is the place. If you're kind of interested in startups, Bangalore and Delhi, both are decent options, depending on wherever you can travel. And another important thing which I have to tell is a story of one of my friend. So what happened was, even he tried at ITC, but unfortunately couldn't clear the interview. But what he did was, and all his interviews were, you might know, our campus. We have our premier day, which is the main day where all top companies come. Then we have day one, day two, day three. So all his interviews were for the premier day, and but he couldn't clear. So what he still did was, he went to day one, and he just went even though he didn't have any interview. And what he realized was, there was a company, I forgot the name. So that company had a lot of shortlisting, but because the people that company shortlisted got selected in their premiere, so they didn't end up for the shortlisting. So that company, for a very short time, so this guy, he just went and approached the company at the campus, and they allowed him for a walk-in interview, and then he got selected and he got an offer. So this is a very good luck, and that's why, if even if you didn't have a good luck maybe at the initial days, campus is not the best opportunity, but it is at least an opportunity better than sitting at home. You must at least still go to the campus, and you never know if you get an opportunity there. If you don't get an opportunity, you at least get a network, you get to know people from where you never know, you make a link. So even if any of your days don't get good, even if you don't have an interview on day premiere, still you go there, you'll understand a lot. And the way how people come after the interview, the way how people are stressed, you can analyze all of that, and you can understand on what are the things you want to implement in yourself. So that is also one thing which I definitely recommend, because one of my friends, he did his articleship from a mid-sized firm. He didn't expect that he'll get a call. Then later, walk-in interview started of EY. He wanted to join EY, but he couldn't because he went back home, and by the time he would come, he would be too late. So he missed an opportunity because of that. So that is one thing which I'll tell all of you at the campus, since it's upcoming, that even if the first day or sometimes doesn't go as per your will, it's okay. Go for the first 2 3 days. You never know if you get a good opportunity, and there's no harm. You can do all your work. It's a hotel. You can do all your work there also. So that's something I would definitely recommend. Harsh, you have anything else to add on?
Nothing over here, Sadhan. You have like said it beautifully and you have summarized it.
Okay. So we guys, anyone else has any other questions which they want us to quickly address of, regarding a campus or anything?
Let me just run through all the questions that we received on the Google form, and we
Yeah.
can ask if anyone is interested in hearing answer of that particular question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the first question is, what are the do's and don'ts during the campus placement process? I think we have discussed it,
Yeah.
right? So how to get your desired role during campus placement? So to answer this question, like just want to know if anyone wants to hear this.
See,
You can
you know,
play over.
in this part, no, I don't think you have any say as of such. There are roles which are
Exactly.
fixed. You apply, and
Exactly.
if you get
Whatever you
shortlisted,
get,
very good for you.
yeah. So
Then
as per the shortlisting, whatever suits your profile, whatever suits your interest, you just select it and appear for its interview. You can't be picky or choosy at campus. The next question is, what if the companies coming to campus are not aligned with my career goals? Again, it's a similar question to the previous one. How much timeline do campus companies give to accept the offer? It's around half an hour.
yeah.
And what all should we carry for a campus interview? All your original documents should be with you. And with original documents, I mean your 10th mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, birth certificate, Aadhaar card, uh, foundation exam mark sheet, A intermediate mark sheet, your graduation mark sheet, and your final mark sheet. In addition to that, Sarthak, if I'm missing out on any document, can you just please
No, no,
add
no.
on?
Yeah, just these things. Yeah, but it's very necessary to carry originals, especially when it
Exactly.
comes to PSUs, because I remember in
Yeah.
all PSUs there was a big struggle because few people
And
forgot
for
it.
PS2, I would share the list of all the documents which IOCL asked me to summarize. So that would help you a lot because they ask for a lot many documents, and all they want is an original. So I'll share the list of all the documents so that you can very well prepare for it. which center is more beneficial for me. So I was having a word with my friend with respect to the companies that are going to come in Delhi campus. So she told me that there are not a lot many companies who are appearing, like who are coming in Delhi campus. So she would be choosing Bangalore campus this time, despite being from Delhi. So that's one thing you can also do, Bangalore or Bombay. I'm not aware about Bombay, but there are good companies coming in Bangalore as
Yeah,
compared
so
to Delhi.
this is something even I would recommend if you are comfortable for relocation.
Yeah.
When specifically spoken about Delhi or Bangalore, then this time Bangalore has a better prospect because the number of companies which are coming Bangalore are much better. You have even Goldman Sachs, D-Shaw, which are coming there. So Bangalore has a much better campus prospect. So if you are able to travel and if you are comfortable to relocate, then in Delhi or Bangalore, I would recommend Bangalore as a better option.
Yeah, and if you feel your profile is good, appealing to the companies, then you must appear for the best campus possible, irrespective of the fact how much overcrowded it gets.
Hmm.
And the next question is, how should I prepare for the interviews being discussed? Tips to crack all interview rounds been discussed, and what are the best ways to impress the interviewer? How to groom my personality for the interviews. So this can't just be asked in a webinar. You have to keep working upon it till the time you interview for any company. You have to groom yourself on a daily basis. You have to start giving mock interviews to yourself or using ChatGPT as Sarthak mentioned. You have to use your video recording or phone recording to analyze your weaknesses and to practice giving interviews and everything. Not just the interview, your walk, the way you talk, your hand gestures, and everything. So
Yeah.
next is how should
And I
we?
feel
Yeah.
Harsh, something to add on that. Another thing that you guys can do is, there are these clubs such as Toastmasters. So you can just go to these clubs, and one thing which always helps is confidence. Like for example, like now I know Devu is very active in these forums and about speaking. So because of which in an interview he naturally has a high level of confidence because he has been in such circumstances where he has to speak. So getting in such circumstances is something which will help you a lot. Going on forums, even if you fail, it's okay because if you fail today as a fresher, it's okay. Tomorrow, as when you go as a CFO, it will be very embarrassing to fail when you have to speak in front of 100 people. And it is a very essential thing to learn also. And another thing also which you can do is, maybe like presently even me, maybe we don't have that much confidence to post content openly across social media platforms. You just make a video and you post it for yourself at YouTube, and random people will see it. You'll get many random comments and you just listen back to your voice. That is the time on how you can improve your personality, because your confidence of speaking is what will affect directly your confidence in the interview. So that is
And,
something.
and it's a never learning process. You will
Hmm.
keep learning every day. There is no end to it. So that's one thing. And tips for acing GD. So in GD, like on a few things which I would like to highlight is that you need not be aggressive, and you have to also ask for people who are not contributing. You should, ask for their involvement in the GD. And the third point is that you should never deviate from the main topic of the GD, because we get so involved, we get so emotional, and we get so aggressive that we just deviate from the main topic of the GD. So you have to be very cautious, but very aware about it during the GD and before, like, even if you are disagreeing with someone's opinion, just simply say, okay, I have a different view to what they said. It's an interesting say, but I would like to add on, or I would like to highlight this thing as well. Come up with logic, be precise, need not exaggerate or need not stretch anything, and do not be silent. Do not be that person who need someone's support to begin or initiate a conversation. And again, initiator and whosoever concludes the GD gets some additional points, which is true. And do not just simply initiate or conclude without knowing anything about the topic. If you do not know anything about the topic, first listen to other people, what they have to say, and come up with some of your pointers. If you are unable to, just summarize whatever they have said in a different act, just simply do active to passive. That would help. Sarthak, any other
Yes,
would you like
that
to
was a
get?
very good point, Harsh. This happens a lot of times. Maybe there's a topic which you're not aware, like maybe how does decentralization in blockchain works. This is a very technical topic on which you are not aware. So, and these topics someone else is telling, you can just add on. And a very good professional way is when that person is telling, at the starting, that person tells his name. You just write down his name also in a sheet of paper with you, because what happens is in a GD, generally the person organizing the GD, he will notice when you take names also, because people don't remember names. And if you are taking the effort to remember the name of the person who spoke, like I want to compliment what Harsh said about the decentralization or something of that sort, that will add a plus point. So that is something which will always work in the GD.
And interestingly, name would be visible in the GD if it is online. If it is online,
Yeah.
so that's what we had to say. And the next question is how to handle unfamiliar topics. Discuss how to perform smartly in an interview. You can't perform like you can't outsmart the interviewer. You can perform smartly only by preparing thoroughly, preparing as per the expectation of the interviewer. There is no specific answer to this question. My English communication skills are weak. Just simply tell them and start speaking in Hindi. They want to know how much confident you feel while you engage in a conversation. They are not there to, correct your grammar. Sarthak,
No,
anything
no,
else?
no. Correct, correct.
Yeah.
I think there was another question which we missed. There was a question on how to negotiate your CTC in campus. So,
Yeah.
we cannot negotiate a CTC in campus. You have no this. In off campus, yes, there is a scope, and the main process of negotiation is, see, honestly, it should depend based on how much. For example, if you are trying at big four, big six, there is no scope of negotiation. At few profiles, there is a scope, but the scope will be maybe of 50,000, 70,000. If you're negotiating straight away for 5 lakhs, 7 lakhs at the fresher level, that is not practical. And for negotiation, another thing is, whenever you know an interview round is going to be scheduled or something like that, you through LinkedIn or something, just inquire and get to know more on the salary side of that side. And maybe, ma'am, I actually already even if you don't have an offer, you tell. If they are quoting 10, tell, ma'am, actually I already have an offer of 11.5. So I am very interested in the role, and it is something which truly aligns to my passion, but I also have my family responsibilities which I need to fulfill. So, ma'am, that would be a little too much. If the company could revise its budget, it would be definitely something which I would not have to rethink about, and I'll be joining the company. Or but anything of that sort, you can negotiate on. So that was my another part. Harsh, you have anything to add on? Harsh, you're on mute. Mute. You're on mute and speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And additionally, you can always ask HR or the interviewer about the budget they have set apart for the specific role you are interviewing. And if they will tell you straight away. If they do not, you can just simply ask people who are working in that domain and that company, what is the average CTC, what is the band? They will tell you the band. Might not be the actual figures, but they will simply tell you the band, what remains the band, and you can negotiate around it. If it excites you, you can simply negotiate. If it doesn't, just simply decline the offer. And like regarding negotiating at Big Fours, you can always ask people who are working there since the time of their articleship, because the homegrown article usually gets higher at a higher pay. So there is a fixed band for them. So if it is a audit profile, they would get around 11.5 or something. And if it's a FDD or a taxation profile, they would get a 13 LPA as fixed. So in Big Four, you will be negotiating on fixed pay only. In other companies, there is a CTC thing, and every component is divided in like different fields. Uh, Talking about Big Four, so you can argue and you can negotiate to the level they are paying to a homegrown article, because that's something they can offer you if you are a very good candidate. If you show the intent, if you show that you have already worked in this domain and this is what you are bringing, this is how you are going to add value to the organization that can help you.
Yeah, okay. And there's this question of Shrestha that you, Shrestha, have done your articleship in corporate taxation from Big Four. So, any chance you can get into ITC? Is it? You see, it is not that it is very difficult for tax people or something. There is no such sort of foundation or something at ITC. See, the only thing is you must be very confident in your interview, and what matters is your interview. That's it. ITC even does not give pre-placement offers to its industrial trainees. Even for their industrial trainees, they just get a little, preference on getting shortlisted for the interview. But ITC does not give pre-placement offers to its industrial trainees.
Sarthak, I
Starting
think your
network.
voice broke, or was it me only? Like my network issue.
Yeah, it's Sarthak network.
Let's understand what
Sarthak
is
is
network
coming.
is happening.
Yeah, would be great if you could just repeat once.
No worries, I'll take another question. How to choose the right domain for your first job? So, see, the job, like cracking a job in today's world is quite difficult. So again, I would reiterate this that you should not be choosy or picky while picking your first job. So at first, try to get a job at least of 8 to 10 LPA. And after that, you can think about choosing the domain for you. And when it comes to choosing the right domain, you have to think about your 5 year goals, your 10-year goals, if the current job is aligned with your plans or not, if your current job would keep you happy or not, because that's what more important is. And right domain again, if you are planning to do CFA or something, if you're planning to do CP or something, just like choose a career according to that. So keep this 3 year or 5 year plan in mind while choosing a job. And even if you start a job which you were not supposed to do because the job market was tough to crack, you can opt for IJP, that is internal job postings, which are available for people who have invested 2 years in a specific organization. So after not this is not a case of Big Four, like it exists in Big Four as well, but it's not a easy route to follow. It's if it is a MNC or like if it's a company from some industry, then they always welcome people who wants to appear for internal job postings because they want to retain their talent. That's one thing. And which domain should I go for? Again, depends upon your interest and what you are getting. So it's not there is no specific answer to it. How many domains should I apply for? It depends. Like again, I'm confused between practice and job. How should I proceed? So if you have like clients in hand, 5, 10 clients which can pay for your regular bills, EMIs, and everything, you should start practice straight away. And if you want to flourish in practice, you can just simply begin with practice. If you want to build some network kind of thing before you start your practice, and if you are not, if your finances do not allow you to be broke for the time being, then you should always begin with a job. Just have some purpose in hand, like start creating your network around people because they are going to land client when you start your practice. You can't just simply start practice without a network because as you must be aware about the ethics, we can't just simply advertise our practice as well. So uh, you have to make a huge network before you start your practice, and you should be having at least 1 or 2 years of financial backup when you begin with your practice. That's my views with respect to starting practice. And which domain should I go? Next is I'm interested in FTD valuation, financial modeling. Where should I start? This I would like Sarthak to take on. Sarthak is Sarthak here.
So, FDD valuation. Where you should start is there is this one school called the Valuation School online. Not necessary for you to take their course at the initial, even I have not taken, but you should go through all their videos, Parth Verma, and also there are few people who have taken their course and they publish equity research reports, such type of reports. Go through them and read the reports. Another thing which I had done when I had given my MDD interview was They would. So I had just analyzed the annual results of Zomato. So I just taken up the results and analyzed that their earning is of such sort. This stream is contributing so much revenue. We can see the revenue increasing. What is adjusted EBITDA? This is like normally we focus on profit, but FDD roles focus a lot on EBITDA. So, researching on the key terms which that particular domain requires and they look for. So that is something which will primarily help you acquaintance of those terms, like what is triple bottom line, what is EBITDA, what is adjusted EBITDA, what are the non-cash adjustments, etc. These type of firms will definitely help you in your search out of information.
The next question is, I want a corporate job in taxation or valuation. Please suggest good companies. So for taxation or valuation, you can begin your career with Big Four. And Sarthak, like if you are aware of the companies in industry.
See, yeah, taxation, there's just one thing in M&A, there's this company called Transaction Square, which is really amazing. In valuation, there are a few boutique firms such as Finwalk Analytics. You can, if you are very sure that you want to pursue your career there without any chance and you're not getting in Big Four, then definitely give these companies a chance. But if you're getting an opportunity at Big Four, then Big Four is better because number one, you get an opportunity to switch. Number two, the experience of Big Four is something which is valued a lot in the industry, and you'll be doing valuation and such sort of works for very top companies, which will give you a very good macro understanding, which will help you in the long run. So at the initial phase, if possible, start it with Big Four. After that, yeah, boutique firms.
Okay. The next question is, how should a CA final student with multiple attempts approach companies? So I would like to answer this. So I was having a conversation with a person who had 10 attempts in clearing CA finals. So what you have to carry is the intent while applying. You have to show how much interested you are in the company or in the job role. Once you get in the system, there are a number of opportunities available for you. But to kickstart your career, you have to be very emotional. You have to come up with your best. You have to show your interest and what I was saying, intent while applying. So that matters the most to get you a shortlisting, to get you a chance for an interview. Once you get in a system, everyone is a CA. No one is a rank holder or first attempt. Everyone is just a CA.
Yeah, true. It's all about getting into the system. After that, it never matters. Your attempts, everything. All of this is just like a first level barrier. And if you are able to be an outlier and you can prove that you are better, attempts is just something which cannot define you, then very good to go.
Yeah. So the next question was how to justify your CA final attempts. There is no need to justify your attempts, and they do not have much time to hear your justification. So if they are interested, to just give them the actual reason why it took you long to clear the exams. I passed in 8 attempts discussed. What are the chances for a second attempt? ठीक है, you will get good shortlisting even if you are a second attempt qualified. How to get a job if you have cleared CA final in multiple attempts and do not discuss. I don't have a rank. ठीक है. So we have discussed all the questions that was asked in the form. If someone has any other question apart from what we discussed, and I would appreciate if everyone can just simply turn on their camera so that we can have a good picture.
So if you have any questions, you can ask by opening up your camera. So it will be
Yeah,
a
just
two-way communication.
Shaima, you have raised your hand. Do you have any question?
So Shama has raised her hand since the
So
beginning. Shesh has one
yeah,
question.
says.
Yes, Shresh, you can begin with.
Yeah. So hello, Harsh and Sarthak. So basically, as I said, I did my articleship on corporate and international tax domain from Big Four. So I just wanted to ask if what are the best kind of roles suited for me, which are non-tax domain, like in the industry roles, finance roles. Like will I be having some considered less than audit peers, because I think we as tax domain, we do not have much exposure to financials, whereas or even that much hands-on grip on Excel that stat audit people have. So how to, like, what kind of roles would suit me, and if I want to get into finance roles, would it be difficult for me, or like what's the journey, how to break into? or which kind of companies do not I mean buy take into consideration all these things, domain and all. Like they just care what you have learned in your articleship and the brand name, and they take you. Like,
So, Shresht, as far as I remember, like in FTD domain, they do consider people from tax background because they want to have someone in their team who can have like who can help them understand uh, what are all tax compliances they are meeting or they are failing at, and what is something they have to work upon with respect to taxation. So that is one thing, one role which you can appear for. And if I talk about how you can track or get a shortlisting in other roles, so it is going to be a bit difficult for you because again, for FPN role, they are going to prefer someone who has experience in stat audit. Even I felt it. Like I had great exposure in internal audit. Even if I talk about Excel or PPTs, everything I was thorough with everything. But when it comes to hiring, I want to be sure, and I just want to be safe as an interviewer. So I would always have this perception in mind if someone has done their articleship in stat audit, they would always be better than someone who has not. For a specific job role which I'm looking a candidate or interviewing a candidate for. So to clear that barrier, you can just get into the system, and once you are in the system, you can appear for IGP or other things. And if you are very much interested in some other job role, you can prepare your resume accordingly as per the job description as by using the keywords from the JD, and you can start applying to the companies accordingly. You mention you prepare a strong uh, email while applying. You prepare a strong not just resume, and in addition to that, you come up with a very good cover letter that talks a lot about your intent, your interest. So that would help you get a good short listing off campus.
so I was just planning for something actually that from corporate and international tax I take job and M&A taxation because it is somewhere related to finance in that side, and then from M&A taxation I either continue in that or switch to like FP&A, FDD, strategy and transaction or something like that. So or finance roles, core finance roles maybe. So how good is this idea and what's the view? Like, is this feasible and have you seen people doing this?
First, see, from M&A, M&A tax is a good role. But from that, transitioning to FP&A is not something which I understand. And FP&A, if you are very, really passionate about that role and you find it interesting, anyways, audit will help because M&A is a role which, in the long term will help you if, anyways, towards the M&A will help you in the SAT. M&A, I feel, is a subset of SAT itself. So M&A will not assist you going towards the FP&A role. It will not give you a back end there because M&A is a very niche role. M&A might help you somewhere maybe in the PEVC if you make a CFA in a PEVC IB roles. It might give you an edge over there. But in the FP&A roles, if you are very passionate about it, I would recommend shifting to audit. And since you are already existing in a Big Four, it will not be a very tough job for you to shift to audit. And that is what I would recommend if you're passionate about experience.
To be honest, like I was not very much what to say stubborn about just FP&A rules. I just wanted to switch to non-tax domain to be honest, because 2 years of tax domain articleship, like 3 years of articleship, I have just realized that I do not have any interest in tax. So that was the main thing. So suppose if I want to switch to finance roles in ITC or something, finance manager, or in general industry roles wherein they take business finance in Amazon, suppose some controllership roles or maybe any other role. So will I be able to make a switch, or is it difficult for tax domain just in general? That I wanted to know. Over there, like everywhere, is the preference for stat audit or internal audit, and is it like that, or the domain doesn't matter over there? Like in the industry finance roles in general.
See, it matters. I will not definitely tell you no, but it does not matter to such a significant extent that I will just not hire if there is a person who is eight, but like 6 on 10 when from start audit, and if there's a person 8 on 10 and he's from tax, I'll take the 8 on 10 on tax. It's just that if I have two similar people, both are 8 on 10, then I might prefer for an audit domain because he's worked on similar. But if you are just better than the competitors, then it will not matter in the much in the interview. It matters in the screening process, and for that, what Harsh told on tailoring your mail and resume specifically towards the JD will be something that helps a lot. Yeah, okay. Does anyone else have any other questions?
I think now we
Okay.
can move ahead to review
Yeah,
the
okay.
resume.
Can you just share your screen and share the resume? We'll
Yeah,
be
we are
sharing
ready
the
to resume for
points.
today.
Just give me a second, I'm sure.
Mohit, are you comfortable if you just share the screen and we do it here itself? Because I think it will be better and you'll get a better idea on what are the changes which you should do in your resume.
Sorry, what you say?
Yeah, okay, we'll just review your resume here itself. So you can just take a note and see on the points. Okay?
In chat, I have shared.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just give us a moment.
Mohit is sharing his resume.
I'm not able to
Dev, are
share
you
the
sharing the screen?
where I have shared.
Yeah, just give me a
Resume where I
second.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
amazing.
visible now.
Please zoom in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think first thing is two-page resume. As a fresher, that's very bad. Try making it one
Right.
page.
And your marks should appear prima facie, like at the first glance, and you not look at into the deep dive into the resume just to look at your numbers. So try to keep it in a tabular form at the like at the beginning itself.
Yeah, that will save you space. And you must do education followed by your work experience because you are primarily being hired for your education and not for your work. First, make your first section as your education. Yeah.
So to summarize this, you have to just mention your name, address. Need not mention entire address if it is long. Just simply mention New Delhi, India, or your locality and your contact details, LinkedIn ID. Attach a hyperlink. Do not attach the entire link on the page of your resume, and segregate it into portions. First, talk about the numbers, talk about the marks that you have got. Then, talk about the work experience because they would like to ask you questions basis your work experience. Talk about your extracurriculars, your interests, your hobbies, your volunteering experience. So that's how and positions of responsibility if you have taken during your college or school days. So you should include all those things in a structured form, and it should be of one page as Sarthak mentioned. And additionally, whenever you are writing down something, be it in like positions of responsibility column or about your extracurricular or achievements, talk about numbers. If you have led a team, कितनी बड़ी टीम थी, if you have won a competition, how many people participated in it, if you have done something, उसका uh, impact क्या था, what outcome you achieved out of it. If you are talking about your work experience, how much savings client had due to your workings, how much amount, if there was any financial outlay which you saved to the client. So the like you have to be very number specific because we as a chartered accountant we love seeing numbers on a resume. So you have to be specific. You have to talk about numbers as and when and wherever possible. And
Yeah,
you can't
Harsh.
just describe one of your competitions. How many competitions you won? You have to mention everything. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and there are few grammatical errors also. Like the last point, it should be LED led the Know Your GST series initiative, not LEAD led. So just have a grammatical check. And what Harsh said about the work experience, quantification. That is something which is very critical. I cannot look at that at your resume anyway. Like assisted in preparing and reviewing GST returns. How many returns do you have you prepared? Is it two to three? No, you must have prepared more than 40, 50 returns. So, mention those points so that there is quantification. Ki, wow, you have done some good amount of work, not just any basic small level work. So that quantification and just try to, increase it. For example, let us say if you have done a client whose revenue is in USD, okay. So maybe it is USD 50,000, but that will be a lot in INR. So you make it in INR. Maybe it is less in millions, more in lakhs. So you present it in lakhs. Just do it in such way that it looks like he bro, you are from Big Four. It looks like this person is from Big Four and he has done a good amount of work. And I don't think you should write intern. You should write article assistant. Okay. And,
Yeah, and
seniors.
do take care of the alignment as well because that's one thing people ignore. A lot many people ignore. They do not take care of the alignment part and spacing part. You have to be very careful about it because that shows how much attention to detail you are giving to your resume. That talks a lot about how much serious you are about getting a job and how much serious you would be once you get a job.
Yeah, yeah. Formatting is also very. You can. That's what as Harsh mentioned. No, you do it on tabular format. That will assist you in help you in saving a lot of space. Presently, like for example, languages also they are taking 3, 4 lines. The languages will
Exactly.
become in one line. There are some stuff which is taking 3, 4 lines. So that will happen in one line with the help of which it will save a lot of space, time for you. So do these things and work on your resume, and I think it will be good to go out. Anyone else has any other thing to share or ask?
Yeah, we are
I
good to
think
go
we can
ahead.
conclude. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we can.
So it was a pleasure meeting you all. Thanks for taking out time from your Sunday
Yeah.
for this webinar. And it was amazing having a conversation with you.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Harshbhai and Satak bhai, and to everyone who joined us today. Like it is
Feel
very
free to reach
insightful
out
session.
even
Yeah,
after
like
the
your
webinar.
presence, questions, enthusiasm made this session truly, truly, truly meaningful. We hope everyone walking away with clarity, with confidence, and the right direction for the next big step. So, yeah, wishing you all the best, everyone.
Yeah, wishing you all the best for the campus.
Yeah, all
Take
the
care.
very best for campus placements. Okay, bye bye everyone.
Have a good day. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you so much, both of you.
Welcome, Mohit.